So, Gaz, we are unboxing Phil's drills.
I don't think you can say that on the internet.
Uh, wait,
Not safe for work.
unboxing?
Unboxing his drill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I see, I see.
Yeah.
Phil currently has his drill. We don't actually have it in person, but we're going to be looking at the Frosthaven cards app viewer thing as we go through and discover this, this new class that we're very, very excited to finally have join us, along with the Prism, which we've already done. So two new toys. And the mini actually looks like a toy, actually.
It's pretty
Like
cool. I
really
like it.
cool.
It's got Big Daddy feels from BioShock.
Oh, yeah, I
That's
get
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just his
I'm gonna I'm
bigger
gonna I'm
face.
gonna like kind of harness some of that when I paint it.
Yeah, okay. All right. So let us have a look at what we're dealing with right now. All right. Are you on the page?
I am on the page.
It is a unfettered metal mosaic. What?
Yeah. Okay. Look at that complexity rating. 4 out of 5.
Oh, that's easier than the blink blade.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
fine.
Yeah. It is.
Uh,
Elemental.
elemental. So it's fire ice.
It's gonna.
Oh,
You
oh
guys.
wow, that's
Like
good.
Mark
Mark
loves the
and
ice.
me,
You love the
and we're
fire.
both making grass,
Oh, this is amazing. Yeah.
and you're doing nothing.
Shh. Hey, let's be quiet on that, right? No spoilers.
So it's
Um,
heavily melee, no range. Oh, he did want something range, but that's okay. That's more melee at the front. That's exciting.
mm-hmm.
Mobility, support, very defensive. Oh god, okay. Where
Yep.
we got the full tank lineup here.
Many melees, many defenses, and that's pretty much it. So we're getting a big block of iron to stand in the way. Yeah, cool.
Okay, cool. 9 card limit. Interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. We're getting lower with our group's cards. That's really cool. It's 9 now. It's got tank health. Not well. It's got drifter health. Actual drifter health.
Is that's the highest? Yeah, that's the highest health.
Yes, that's the highest. That's the same as Mark's fist, I think. And then I don't even know where to start with all of that.
All right, let's have a quick look through. So I guess people will put this up on the screen, but it looks like there is 4 different modes. You've got over, high, regular, and low, and these all look like power gauge, right? Like a kind of a
Yeah. Okay.
cool. So let's have a read through. Most of your actions will cause you to gain, and that looks like a little arrow in a box, or
What's
lose
pressure?
pressure. Okay. Oh no, can we under pressure?
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay. Which will move your pressure
It
gauge.
looks like fast and slow. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
it does,
lie.
doesn't it? This is just the metal metal blink blade. Gauge on the left. Okay, up or so he's got to play off his board. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Much like the blink blade.
Yeah.
Up or down after the action is fully resolved. Okay, so fully resolved. Pressure is tracked using he gets a special token, a pressure token.
Yeah.
You start each scenario with regular. Okay, so he's regular to start. A lot of Metamucil, right? Bran. Or
Yeah.
Bran.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, many actions will have bonuses or penalties depending on your current pressure. Ah, okay. If your pressure matches one of the pressure lines of an action, it is mandatory to apply all bonuses and penalties of that line, except
Oh,
element consumptions. Okay, so it's got a little picture of like if you're in the green, which is regular, you get +1 to attack and an XP.
I got you.
Okay, so it's again sounds very Blink Blade, right?
Yeah. Okay.
For each action, perform abilities and add effects from top to bottom. Then apply all pressure changes from top to bottom. Any self damage effects. Okay, so that sounds. It's got its own symbol, so it looks like it's going to be a thing, right?
Yeah.
Effects also applied at the same time as pressure changes. Okay, so it sounds like once he's completely finished his turn, so it doesn't do it by top action and then by bottom action. No, for each action. No, that's exactly what it sounds like. For each action. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it does his top action and then he applies all from top to bottom, all pressure changes and
Mm.
damage to himself, and then he'll do his other action. So he kind of sounds like he will shift pressure during a turn,
Yeah. Okay.
which is
From
going to
what
be,
it's,
yep.
I was gonna say, from what it sounds like, just from that, is games like not League of Legends, the like Robo Rally or something like that that have a programming element to it. So he's got
Yeah.
to plan out which cards he's going to use because the pressure gauge is going to be constantly moving up and down and triggering different bonuses and
Yeah.
penalties that he has to pre-plan.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Which
yeah, I agree. It sounds like one of those things that's going to be a case of he'll have to be careful of playing a top and then that changing the pressure to something that means the bottom action is going to go is either going to have a negative penalty or not do what he wanted it to do because he has to resolve it that way. So interesting.
Interesting.
All
Very,
right.
very interesting. Okay. I think we'll jump straight to the cards and we'll come back to perks.
Sounds good.
Get an idea of how this kind of works. So it looks like we're starting off with ancient drill. Ancient drill.
Okay.
It's not that hard to
Start.
say.
Just without reading anything out, looking
Yeah.
at his cards, it
Yeah.
looks like the Blink Blade.
Does definitely. It actually, I don't know, for some reason looks like something out of Spirit Island, like the bonuses on the board. Yeah. So it's an attack 3 PS1. He's got PS finally, and if he is okay, what's the red one again? Is it overflowing? Over high, regular, low. Okay. So if
Low?
he's
Is it
over,
low?
no, that one's over.
Oh, red is over. Okay.
Red is like really high, and then blue I think is the lowest.
Okay. Can we call them like bad, medium bad, semi bad?
Oh well,
good?
I don't know how bad this is because it's like +2 damage, +3 PS, XP, takes the damage, and then moves his pressure gauge down.
Okay.
Wait, does that mean he does both? No. No, it won't be.
You resolve the whole card, the whole
Yes.
action, and then you do it. Okay.
Correct.
Cool. So yep.
Oh wow, okay. So that's really cool. Do you want that when you are in your over super fast charging kind of thing, and then it's just a neutered version of it if you go down, and if you have neither of them, it just becomes an attack 3 PS1.
Yep. Okay. So this is
90.
it looks like this is going to be a bit of theme, right? So this is going to be a card that he wants to play when he's in the top half of his pressure.
Yes.
Because he's getting a bonus from it, right?
Yes.
Being in the bottom, it's just an attack 3 PS1.
An attack 5 PS4 is pretty nuts.
At level
for a
1,
level
yeah,
1
good.
card.
Yep.
I mean, how hard can it be to get the pressure up there? We'll find out. So it goes on a 90. Bottom is a move 3. You may destroy one adjacent obstacle to increase your pressure. Cool. Oh, we're going to be fighting over that. I suppose I can make them for him on the media.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
B max. So it's an attack 4. And then the pressure will determine how much AoE it does. Wow, that's pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
that's an attack 12. Almost. Like 3 targets.
Yeah.
Damages himself XP, moves his pressure gauge down, and even if it was on like the second level, it's still an attack 2,
Yep.
which is crazy. That's really cool. I can see why he would like this. Bottom is a 29, move 4. All adjacent enemies suffer the 1 damage, moves it down. Yeah, okay, that's pretty decent. And then if it's in the cool zone, so if it's low pressure, he heals, targeting all allies within range 1.
Ooh,
And then it goes back up. He's a support.
Hey, support robot.
Hooray. Zenyatta. So, memory drive. Recover up to 1 level 1 card from your discard pile. It's kind of like Mark.
Sure,
it's kind of like
have
the
a free
fist.
stamp potion.
Yeah, without punching yourself. So, if he's at regular, if he consumes ice. What? Is that +1?
Yeah, so if he consumes ice, it's it's level 1 cards. Okay, so just be really clear. So, but it's still 2.
It's still 2.
2, yeah.
Okay. And then if it's cold, it's also +2, and he gets an XP and increases pressure. So that's the better version. Will probably be the bottom one. Doesn't rely on the element.
Yeah, okay. So that's sounds like one of his rest things when he's low.
When pressure
Low
starts
pressure.
heading down, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Move to add +1 for each pair of cards in your discard pile. Wow, that's an interesting mechanic. Wow. Okay.
I mean,
so that
now
could
he is
that could
a
become a
9.
move 6.
With
With 4.
it is a 9-card hand. So
Yeah.
this is probably why having a reusable card to get cards back becomes important, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I love
okay.
that. That's so cool. Power Core. Attack 4 stun. It's a lost card. If he's high pressure, he attacks an additional target, wounds them, XP, damages himself. Otherwise, it's just an increase in damage. Yeah, okay. 1 XP, not bad. I mean, a stun late game could be really vital, could be really cool. And then the bottom, I can see him using that a lot. I like that. I like cards that are so game-changing, lossy, etc. Have something really useful on the bottom as well. That you end up he will end up using that probably more often. The heal 3 self increases depending on how much pressure he's down, and then eventually he blows the top, which is pretty cool. And then you got the first mandatory symbol down the bottom, which just increases the pressure. Pressure build up. So an attack 2, consume ice to make it attack 4. XP, increase pressure. Okay, nice and
Okay,
easy.
so that
And
kind of sounds like a bit of a pressure builder, right? Like
yeah,
just an attack, pressure goes up.
yeah. They're just so ice is never not going to be up as well. Like
Oh,
he
Mike's
should,
gonna hate him.
yeah, but he'll have to remake it. Wait, I haven't seen any cards that make it yet. So,
Not yet.
and then yeah, it goes at a 20 at the bottom. It's going to be a nice shield one for the round, XP and shield and move. And then if you consume fire, it increases the pressure again.
So this is an interesting one because we saw that it had high tank. So I'm going to assume there's going to be some damage mitigation and healing, right? Like frontline stuff. But this one here only gives you the shield if you're in low pressure. So again, we've kind of seen now that's 2 cards that have a bottom action that's kind of there to pump up your pressure a bit, which is interesting. So I wonder if the character's going to seesaw a bit between, like when you're low pressure, you're doing healing and tanking to bump it up, and when you get high pressure, that's when kind of when your damage output comes out.
Yeah, okay. It's just you don't want to be stuck at regular pressure without moving up or down or getting any other bonuses, really.
Yep.
Rocket Boots. And that goes at a 20, which is nice. Next one goes at a 22. Rocket Boots. Attack 3, push 2. Creates fire. There we go. Thank you, Phil. You better be taking that. And then the bottom is a move 3 with jump. I'm really jealous because I haven't seen that symbol in a very long time. High pressure, it becomes a move 6 with jump.
Sure, why not?
Okay, take a damage, get an XP, and decrease your pressure. That's great for movement. And then, yeah, just a slightly neutered version of that. Steam Armor. We're getting some real low initiative cards now. Shield 1. Yeah, all the high pressure ones just seem ridiculous, but you're only really going to get one use out of it before you have to work out how you get to get back. You're going to do big damage with it. You're going to do a big heal with it, big movement, you know. So, yeah, it becomes a Shield 3. Yeah, Shield 3 at its highest level, neutered version again. And then Ice Generation. Bottom is a move 2. Move everything up, move your pressure up. Yeah, okay. Interesting.
Okay, so
That one there also comes with the dual elements on one's on top, one's on bottom as well.
yeah, so it's completely wrong there. We have a high pressure defensive card, so it looks like it's going to be a bit of both. Because if he's high pressure, then he can get heaps of shield. I mean, 3 shields huge, right? Especially at a 17.
Yeah.
So again, I guess that gives him flexibility. If he's high health, not in need to go into defense mode, he's got the option of like hitting heaps of things or kind of doing some tanking.
So yeah, I'm looking at just comboing Steam Armor and the pressure build up from before. He couldn't actually get both off that I can see at the moment because even if he played Steam Armor first, it would lower the pressure down to green, and then he wouldn't get the blue one because they're 2 opposite ends of the pressure spectrum.
Yeah. Okay.
So there must be other ways that he'd have to close that gap because those 2 wouldn't work together, which is interesting.
I mean, the bottom of Power Core in green gives him a +1 heal. So, you do a Steam Armor and a heal and get yourself 4 health. That will drop the pressure from red down to green. And by the time you finish healing, it'll pop it back up to yellow. So you kind of do a little bit of a tank and heal and then kind of go back in. So
that's very cool. Bottoms is just a move 2, increase your pressure, add fire. Steel Piston. Attack 3. Whenever you perform an attack ability, you may decrease your pressure and discard this card to add +2 to one attack and gain experience. Okay. It's kind of like the Blink Blade AMD. You can decrease
okay,
so that's the
forever
cost.
one.
The cost. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, okay. So it's a non-loss forever card. So you attack 3 and then you just sit there and you can it's a once off, right? Once off, drop your pressure, add 2 to the attack.
Yeah, it's crushing weight, dude.
It's like crushing.
It's
you do it once.
crushing
it's
weight.
Once.
What do you mean once?
Because when you do it, you got to discard the card.
Oh.
So
okay, but it's infinite, but it's not a loss. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a once per cycle. So attack 3. I mean, that's still pretty good because that's an attack 3 to boost another attack later on. So yeah.
No, it's still very good. Meteor wants that. And then move 2, Move to an attack. Right. So high pressure becomes a move to attack 3, which is what scoundrel almost. It's moving attacking on the bottom is really rare. I barely see it. That's huge. And then attack 2 for less. Yeah, okay. Super heat transfer. The initiative 40 on that's kind of Super heat transfer 25. Attack 1. If he consumes fire, he becomes wound. It adds wound. If it's at regular, he increases pressure. Yep. And slow increase pressure. Yeah, okay. And then lots of that just increases a lot of pressure. Like
Yeah, okay.
And then the other one is, wow, it's the first negative one that we can see other than the taking damage that we've seen peppered everywhere is move 2 and it becomes less. So, yeah, okay, it becomes less. Because it's simultaneous, isn't it? Move 2, but then you don't move 2 and then, yeah. That makes sense in my head.
Yeah.
Curious Gear. It's an X card now, so we're in X zone. Spring 1 trap within range 3. This guy does everything. Like, he does everything. He's just jack of all trades, but more than me.
But robot drifter.
Yeah. Spring 1 trap within range 3, applying its effects to one enemy adjacent to it. Wow, this in combination with the trap just for having an extra person to trigger it, it's pretty cool. And it's very clean. Curious Gear. Increases pressure and XP. It goes to initiative 12. Wow. Control one enemy within range 4 to do a move 1. And then in high pressure, he can, okay.
Maybe
Add plus 2, yeah. That's interesting.
It's interesting because move 1 isn't great, right?
No.
And I feel like the top is super situational. So, I mean, it's really rare that that's going to go off unless you're playing with the trap or, in, again, really specific scenarios.
Unless the later card allows this guy to make traps.
Oh, true, actually. Yeah, that's a good point. So, yeah, I feel like that's if you're at high pressure, you're probably not wanting to spend that pressure on just making the monster.
That's what I was thinking.
Right?
Yeah. Because it seems to be that there are so many good options for high pressure that you're going to be real precious over what you're going to blow it on.
Yeah.
Processing. At the start of the next round, discard this card to play 3 cards instead of 2. Oh my god, it's another character that can do it. Using 1 as initiative. At least 1 top and 1 bottom action must still be performed. It's the crab ability. Okay, so you discard it, so you're only doing it once. And then,
Start of the next round. Discard this card. Okay, so you play this on your turn, and it sits there. Okay, cool. And so what does it do? If you're in green, your pressure goes up. If you're in blue, your pressure goes up and you get XP. Okay, so it's a do-nothing card that allows you to have a bigger turn next turn.
Oh, well, much bigger turn, yeah. Because
really cards.
Yeah.
The problem with it is that you are going to be starting, if you're in green, it's only going to pop you up to yellow. So having a third card, you're going to want to probably bump yourself back up. But I can see the right combo there of going up to red, going back down to green, then your second card popping back up to yellow or red, and then so you kind of maybe get a bit of burst.
Yeah,
get two cracks at high pressure in one turn.
Yeah, that's cool. I assume he's got a token that goes on his pressure.
Yeah, board. It was that little blue token thing that was on the character board. Yeah,
goes at a 95, nice and late, and move 1, loot 1. So yeah, that's to me is a loot card that you always bring for the top, but also the handy for the loot card. Because when are you not going to want to play 3 cards?
The problem with it is that you've got 9 cards in your hand.
Yeah, okay.
So like 3 cards that's next turn play a third of your hand, right? But I guess the thing is it's got a pressure increase, which it seems like you're going to want to be doing. So it's not so much you're wasting a turn, but you are spending a turn to increase and then kind of it's like just moving. It's like action economy, moving your turn into 1 turn.
Yeah.
Right. It's like forgo basically 1 action here to have 3 cards next turn.
Yeah. Future. He's prepping for the future. Last one, recursion. So it's an attack 3 on your next, increasing your pressure, increase it twice instead, which is very cool.
And that's just once, right? Because it's got the token on there.
Yeah. And then the bottom is the same, but for movement, move 3 on your next decrease pressure, decrease by 2 instead. Okay, so there's some really cool combos you can do because of this card. It really opens it up. And it goes at a 50.
Okay, so I'm saying putting recursion out right? You have your little token on there. You play processing.
Mm-hmm.
You can be sitting with processing on green
Mm-hmm.
because you go up. You actually go up
Mm.
2. So now you go to red. Now you're starting your turn on red, and next turn you're playing 3 cards.
Mm.
Yep. Okay.
And yeah, because next turn you could open up with like Ancient Drill, the one that does an attack 5, attack 5, etc. And it lowers the pressure by 1, but then you've got 2 other cards to squeeze it back up there for a third card that can potentially go another high pressure. That's 2 high pressures activations in the one round, and that could be messed up.
Yep.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Yep.
Looking forward to seeing that. All right. So level 2 is we're going to do up to 3. We're doing up to 4. We're prosperity 6, aren't we? So he's not going to be 4.
Correct. Yep. Yep.
All right. So we got bronze plating. There's that beautiful shield symbol. He wants so much. You cannot perform move abilities. And then if he's at either low or medium or regular, he will regen self XP and increase pressure. Goes at birds.
So this is another like consistent card. So it's just a forever shield 1. Yeah.
Yes,
Because that's not the
yes,
round.
because it doesn't say it doesn't say discarded either.
So this is a shield 1. So you just have a shield 1 all the time,
Yeah,
but you can't move.
no. So it's a bunkering kind of card. For as long as it's out there, you have shield 1, and you can't move until you want to remove your persistent card, and then when you
Does
remove
that
it, it goes into your discard
yeah?
pile, not your lost pile.
Does that bottom component with the pressure trigger every turn as well?
I would say no. I think because the pressures get played when the card is played.
Yeah, because
So while it's
each
out,
because it's an active, right? So each turn you're getting your shield, and also the you cannot perform move abilities is also active, or just for that turn?
good point. Actually, I don't know. We'd have to check the FAQ.
Yeah, I assume it's in the FAQ. So
Yeah.
because it's like if you get 1 shield and you can't move, but you also gain a like regen every turn and bump your pressure up. This seems really good, right? As in, like, it's way better because you're standing there, you're tanking, but you're also pumping up your pressure. But if it's just 1 shield and you can't move, and that's it, that sounds not very good.
Yeah, I agree with everything except for the regen part. If you're up the front permanently and you can't move, you're obviously using this because you want to be up the front to take tank
That's true.
damage. The regen becomes useless, but the increasing of pressure every round, yeah, we'll have to check the FAQ on that one. Add +1 to all your melee attacks this round. Okay, clean.
I mean, that's a combo bottom with what's the card called? Processing, right? You can play 3 cards. So
Yeah,
you play that as your bottom. It pumps up your pressure 1, but it also gives all your melee attacks +1.
yep,
So it's kind of like a boost you up and hit harder.
yeah. Especially when used with Bmax because Bmax has got that cleave as well. So yeah, just becomes an attack 15 if you can line up all 3 and get that
Wow,
formation. That's a bit
that's
gross.
gross. Yeah, yeah.
Release valve. All adjacent enemies suffer 2 damage. If it's high pressure, it's 3 damage. Yeah, okay. And then lower, and then definitely lower. So you are really releasing the valve and releasing that pressure. It goes at a 30, move 3, and then high pressure is 3 heal self, and then decrease your pressure. Yeah, because there was only one other card that I remember that had the heal on it. So you can't go too crazy.
No,
Yeah.
and he's going to be doing damage to himself as well, right? So
Yeah. It reminds me of Blink Blade and Meteor in a way, interestingly. Yeah, okay, interesting choice. I would have no idea where to go with that. And then level 3, Electrical Discharge. Attack 2 with a stun. High pressure is +3. Attack 5 with a stun. That's not a loss.
okay,
Take 2
sure.
damage. And XP, and then lower your pressure. Yeah, okay. I can see him picking that one up so far. Move 4, stun something within range 2,
1.
and then within range 1, and then yeah, if you are not at low pressure, you will stun yourself.
Ah,
Wow.
okay. And then you lower your pressure. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I,
interesting.
I foresee a situation where it's like we need you to stun that, but I'll stun myself. Doesn't matter. Just do it. Do
I
it. You have to do it.
I can see myself see him in a position where he's going to do something, be on low pressure, play a move that'll bump him up one pressure, and he doesn't realize it, and then he's going to move
Yeah.
forward and realize that he just stunned himself.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the mistake I would make.
At least somebody else is stunned. The last level 3 card is Stress Events. Whenever you are attacked by an enemy within range 2, you may decrease your pressure to cause the attacker to suffer 3 damage immediately after the attack. Okay. That's cool. You can just discard this card when you reach low. Okay. Interesting.
Okay, interesting. So again, that's an active persistent card, right? So this is one of sounds like a retaliate tanky build is to pop stress vents out and make sure every single turn you're just bumping up your pressure, because that means you can take up to 3 hits per turn.
Yep.
Without it going too far down. So
it's its own take of the drifter moving the persistent thing up and down to make sure it doesn't reach a certain stage, which is really interesting. And then the bottom is fitting to move to a retaliate, which is very cool. You can make it a retaliate 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just now that we've sort of seen these, that's the first one that's sort of screaming to me a little bit of a certain play style. Are there? I'm now, as I'm playing characters like the Snowflake and the Shackles and now the Meteor, I'm finding a card in there that I want to build around, right? And a lot of characters have that. Do you identify like 1 or 2 in here that you can say are definitely building around? Because already the stress events one, but it's level 3, right? So obviously then you backtrack to earlier ones that may assist you with that.
Yeah, look, I'd say at this stage the card I'd be building around would be processing.
Yeah, okay.
Like it's trying to work out how to utilize that. Now in a 9-card hand, and just theory crafting here, a 9-card hand, getting that out and then using it the next turn, right? So or you play it. So the next turn it's done, and then stand potioning it back, right? And then including what is it? Where's the card? Memory drive as part of one of those 2-3 card hands to get back 2 more cards. Be quite powerful. Like you can basically like try to stay at high. It's like burst, like really bursty. So you're gonna go and similar to other characters we've seen that have had 3 cards, which I'll stay away from spoilers for, but you a bit more ultra focused because you're not having to you prep a little bit, but even with that card processing, because you play it and then it goes in. Oh no, it's an active. Yeah, no, because I was wondering, you play it, you can't stand pot it back until you've played your 3 cards. So yeah, you have to do it in that order. So turn 1, play top of processing, the bottom of something, right? Then the next turn you play 3 cards. Processing gets discarded along with the other 3 cards you just played. Then you stand pot back processing to play it again the next turn. But it means you can't play processing in a processing turn because it's active.
Yes.
So yeah, but it's interesting. I like that idea of kind of ultra burst and then kind of nothing. It's a little bit blink bladey, but not.
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, I agree. If I was doing a review on this right now, really, really preemptive, right? I'm grabbing 1 card now and I'm binning it. It's going in the bin. All right. Tell me your bin card. I'm gonna make a call now, and I'll be curious to see if Phil actually starts playing it and using it. I'm gonna go with Curious Gear.
Yeah, that's in there.
Okay.
Yep. It just seems too niche. Like it's a super niche. It's a flex card. If we started a scenario with heaps of traps in it, maybe you can't even enhance the bottom of that, so you can't make it a default 2.
Yeah.
And spending a high pressure to add 1 move, it doesn't. Controlling is something we haven't seen a lot of, but controlling something within range 4 to move a maximum of 2 isn't really that powerful.
No. Like the Snowflake had cards that could do that, but with multiple targets.
Yeah.
And things like that. I mean, this has got an initiative 12 going for it, and obviously it's a staple way to Well, not really. I was going to say point increase your pressure, but I feel like we've seen so many cards that already do that.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that might be a guaranteed bin. I'm looking forward to seeing whether or not he pulls that one
In-
out.
Interesting. If it was a level 2 or a higher card, I don't think it ever gets taken. But being an X card, I think makes it a flex card because you can always consider it when you're going into a scenario.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, and
And
also,
you party composition, which is what I think you're about to say.
yeah, hundred
Yeah,
percent. Yeah, you're playing with a trap, right? Then the value of this card just goes up ridiculously.
skyrockets. Yeah.
Like, yeah. So very good. All
Okay,
right, so we
cool.
hit up the perks.
Yeah, let's have a look.
All right.
So we'll go
So
straight to the 3 ticket, maybe.
yeah, that's the juiciest, right?
What is it?
Once each scenario, when you would become exhausted. Okay.
Ooh.
All right. So now we have nothing but escape scenarios
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the plan.
When you would become exhausted, instead gain stun and invisibility, lose
Yeah.
all your cards, and regain 4 lost cards, then
Oh
discard
my
the recovered
god.
cards.
Is that like a res?
It is. It's like a self res.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you die,
Yeah.
right, instead you get stun
Mm,
and invisible.
mm.
Now you lose all your cards. Now assume that that's all your cards into your from your hand. They all get lost. So not discarded but lost. Right? And then
Yeah.
you regain 4 of those of the total lost cards, and then
Mm.
you discard the recovered cards.
Huh.
Lose all your cards.
Yeah.
I
I
get
suppose.
that part.
Yeah, yeah.
Regain 4 lost cards. I get, and then
And then
discard the recovered cards.
uh don't know.
Okay,
Uh
cool. But it does
yep.
sound like a res.
Sounds like a res, yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds like a res with terms and conditions that we don't understand yet.
that's correct.
Um
Because we're reading it while we're online recording a video, and we don't have time to fiddle
no,
around and mess it up. So
no.
yeah,
For the 3 mark perk, does losing all your cards include any that you were about to play? Yes. So therefore you'd be getting exhausted off either the self damage that you're about to perform or you're getting hit before you play them. And you're exhausting off that instead of negating. Okay.
yeah, okay.
That didn't answer our question, did it?
No,
The bottom, the 3 perker. So we haven't had a click as to how exactly that's supposed to work. So let's break that down now. So once each scenario, only once, when you would exhaust, instead you gain stun and invis. Lose all of your cards. So that part is lose the cards in your hand, lose persistent cards that are out, and I imagine in your discard pile as well, if there are any.
yep.
And then you get to recover 4 lost cards, which then I assume go into your hand.
That's what recover means, right? Like when you recover cards, they go into your hand. Yep.
And then discard the recovered cards. Oh, sorry, yes. The 4 lost cards you've literally just picked up go into your discard pile.
Oh, discard, of course. Yes,
Yeah,
getting confused. Okay. All right. So they go into your discard pile, and in which case then you can do what you want.
kind of. But then,
Well,
yeah, then you're long resting or short resting to then.
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Or you can use different items and stuff like that that work with it, or different pets. So okay.
yeah. Okay. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But no, but you are correct, right? Like you're going in with 4. 4 is an interesting number for that on the basis that you're most likely going to have to rest.
Yes, but if you yeah, the thing is, yeah, you probably gonna long rest or short rest. Who gives a crap? But if you manage to recover the card that acts as a stampot, it will give you even more life,
Mm.
right? It will let you hang on. I think it's that. I think it's the memory drive. The memory drive that allows you to take up to 2 cards from your discard pile as well. If you play that on the next turn, can kind of extend your life a little bit.
Also, I think we've ignored the fact that you're gaining stun. So you're probably wanting to long rest anyway, right?
Yeah,
Like you're long resting into an invisibility.
yeah.
So it's kind of like you die, you skip the rest of your turn if you had any of your turn left, or depending on when you were gonna die. Your next turn, you are long resting unless somebody has the ability to get rid of your stun.
Mm.
In which case then you could go The other thing that would work with that as well is the cure potion, I believe, which is like you can remove a status effect because you can use that when you've got stun or impair.
It's a
So
good
that's another
point.
one you could carry, but that's super niche to
Ah,
gain a turn.
mate, the cinematic moments that are coming out right now, like scenario 42, Sunless Trench, let's just say you died in the earlier rooms, and now Phil's died in that last Ooze room and he needs to loot that last thing, and he's just gone into shutdown mode and got invisible, and then long rested to get back up, and he's literally got like 2 turns left. Just to see that kind of happen would be so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Just to see
Yeah, I
that.
think you're 100% right. The cinematic moments of like, that's shut down now, right? Like it's the mech shut down. It's just an inanimate object. Just ignore it for now. Everything
Yeah.
runs past him. Um, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
that's cool. That's
Very cool.
cool.
Yeah. Whenever you would suffer poison, you may suffer one to prevent the condition, so it can't be poisoned. Similar in line with, I don't know, rule machines or blade spinners or one of the robots.
Yep.
Long rests, you can perform increase or decrease pressure. That's really handy to see. Love that.
There we go. Okay. Yep. Cool.
And then, yeah,
He's got
item
ignore
effects
item
and all
effects
that.
and add 2+1s. Okay, so
Mm.
that's again leaning into some of those defensive items. So your armors, shields, all those things that give you heaps of -1s.
Mm.
But it also gives you the 2+1s. That's pretty powerful.
Very. And
Yeah.
in fact, the first perk, removing -1s, which is something we all want to do, that one's great because it changes between plus zeros and increase or decrease pressure. So that's something you're probably going to want really early.
Actually,
So,
looking at this character is so filled because you remove 5 -1s, so he's going to have no -1s,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
also
yeah.
going to be able to add in 2+1s, a +3. So basically, again, Phil's going to play a character that has no red cards.
Mm.
Yep,
Yeah.
cool, cool.
Can you please look at the first mastery? I happened to look at it and almost started laughing.
So for those who aren't looking at the screen or if this not in front of you, it says never attack.
Yeah.
That's it. Never
That's
attack.
real. If, look, if he ever calls that at the start of a scenario, I'm gonna be like, no, like that's not
No.
a thing. If he accidentally finds himself at round 12 and going, wait, I haven't attacked yet, I'll be like, yeah, okay. I mean, if it slipped past us that long, like that's
Yeah.
insane.
We'll do a boss scenario that we think we can burn down in 4 turns, and he'll go, I'm going to go stand and hold the door.
So unless he
Right?
goes down that retaliate shielding, that whole style, and the movement and adjacent things get damaged and all that kind of stuff, I can't see a world where that's good.
Yeah, that does seem really tricky because it does mean that he needs to take, say, release valve and stress vents, which are
Mm.
like level 2 and level 3 cards, which specifically do damage to things without being without attacking, right? If he wants to do damage. So
Yeah.
because he doesn't even have a lot of other people heals. Like if you had like there was lots of cards that were like support
Yeah.
other people or give other people benefits, then you can see it. But even his stuns and status effects are on attacks.
Mm.
So yeah, interesting.
And for 4 consecutive rounds, move the pressure gauge up or down 3 levels from where it started the round. Right.
Ooh.
4 consecutive rounds.
And move it.
Wow, going from one extreme to the other.
Yeah, okay. So that's not just have it change spaces 3
No.
times. That's literally go from top to bottom 4 turns in a row. Yeah.
Mm.
Again, that one seems just it's a puzzle, right? Like once you get the cards, you could go, all right, well, I know the 4 cards that I need to play or the 8 cards I need to play.
Yeah. And
Um,
look, there may be also something later on that'll aid with that. I mean, he's probably got everything he needs right then and there from the get go. It's just planning that. It's probably going to be really interesting.
I think a little bit of AMD luck as well. So this
Mm.
could be one of those ones that you don't plan for, but say you have a turn in which you do a 1 and then attack and it drops down, right? Then you go, oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm now turned in and I haven't really tried.
Mm.
Can I shift it backwards and forwards that way? And then even on your last turn, on the last of that, you long rest, that gives you a free one. I suppose
Yes.
you have to do 2 others. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. No,
Interesting.
no, I like it. I think it's very cool for Phil. I think he's going to have a great
Never
time with
attack.
it.
Oh god, never attack is going to be hilarious.
Did someone maybe someone in the Discord said that drill for Phil, but I can't remember if that was what it was. But I think they've like this has been perfect for him. I think it'll actually suit him a lot. I think it's enough brain burn, similar to the Blink Blade, but there is some potential for some massive swingy rounds, which is going to really satisfy his hunger for feeling impactful. And then an extra puzzle, an extra layer of puzzle for him to work around so that it doesn't become stale.
Yeah, I think you've nailed it. The need to be able to do big numbers, have big turns is there, and it has enough of a puzzle element. So like he's pretty clever, and he does these big brain plays. Not only this, but a lot of games we play. So I think it does have an element of that combo big brain play type thing. And yeah, when it works, I think it's going to feel really cool for him, which is cool.
All right, perfect. Well, we will see how this goes off on Monday. Actually,
Yeah.
Monday is coming.
Yeah.
So, by that stage, we'll have a much better idea of how Phil's going with the old. Oh, I can't even say it. Metal Mosaic. He's gonna have to come up with a
Metal
cool name
Mosaic.
for it.
That's right. Yeah.
And we'll take it from there and we'll see what happens.
Cool.
And then after that, we'll get to play with the Prism. And then we'll see
That's
both
right.
machines going at it. Transformers. All right, I'm signing out. I'll see you later.
See ya.